Hi, how's everyone doing? Part due. Oh, here we are. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, Metaphysical Mama. We got part 2 over and under the rainbow going on here. Surrender and releasing the need to control. That's what we do. It don't work one way, we let it go. Maybe it's just not supposed to work. We try another way, and if it goes, it goes. That's where we're at right now. I'm not gonna plug that in right now. So how's everybody doing? Today is Thursday, December 16th. It is, right, today's the 16th, so if we add 1 and 6, that's a 7. If we add 1 and 2 for being a 12-month, that's a 3. 3 and 7 together equal 10. Masculine and feminine energy, balance, yin and yang, right? Chaos, a little hair in the middle there in between. And if we add the 5 of the year we're in, 2021, right? 2021 equals 5. So 10 and 5. We add 1 and 0, 5, 6. So today's a day 6. All up in the mix. Now, I pulled the star card, let me just say, in 3 different decks 2 times today. I'm just going to quick show you too. Look, star right here. I wanted to leave it because so you could see what was pulled. So we had Page of Cups hanging out over there. We got the star, like Venus and Pluto. And notice what's going on in the stars right now. And then in reverse, we have the 6 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. So it's like feeling tied up and all this other, like, great love bombing, false offers, all that other bullshit. It's all like getting like great, like Venus and Pluto, or it's like, yeah, no. Nobody wants your fish in a cup, your fantasy and broken promises and blah, blah, blah. Right? That's what's up. Not in that manner. Yeah, right? It's like this is about truth coming into balance. I got Public Enemy on and Anthrax. Turn it up. Bring the noise. So we pulled Surrender, funny enough. And yesterday I took that picture of the rainbow. I'm going to get into that. I looked out my window yesterday. I was like, ugh. And and I saw that rainbow and I was like, it was only 9 a.m. And it's like, my awareness, I have to do more research, was that a rainbow only appears in the sky after the noon sun. So it didn't rain and it was 9 a.m. literally. So I don't know what that all meant, but, and if you can also, if you, it's in the thumbnail, that's from my window, from inside my window, and no reflection, like not anything like that. I have a few pictures. It looks like a pair of sunglasses. It looks like an eye with the rainbow. And it also, I could see a face to the right of the rainbow. Tell me if you see that, if you can study the thumbnail somehow of the video. And tell me if you see that silhouette, that face to the right of the rainbow. I didn't notice that yesterday, but this morning when I, right before I went to put this on here, actually, is when I noticed that. And I was like, oh, wow, there's like a face to the right, like eyes and a nose and everything. I see the whole profile. So let me know if your eyes can see it. Do you see what I see? And yesterday was my mommy's birthday, physically, anyhow. So happy birthday, Mama Suze. That's so cool. And so yeah, rainbow for my mama. Really beautiful. So I can't wait to share that with her. I didn't get to even talk to her and share that with her yet. I left her a singing message on her voicemail. Late, I may add, because I'm always late for everything. But I didn't miss the date. I wasn't totally out of the box. I also didn't feel very good. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing, like my stomach, my daughter's, that we've been experiencing some stomach stuff. And I know I pay attention to that because when we're experiencing things of that nature, it's due to the changes that we're going through, right? These are transitional, right? We're going through labor pains, birthing, right? A whole new world, right? A new earth, a new age, a new us, right? But in order to, it's like, you got to get a tune up in a car. Or an oil change. You got to get rid of the old filter and all that, right? And the old oil and put new clean in. And then, right? Then the car be a purring, right? So we got to take care of our vehicle. We have to take care of our mind, our space, our time, our emotional bodies, our spiritual bodies. We're emotionally and spiritually bankrupt, this world. There's nothing left to, right, like gamble upon and try to make one feel better. That's the disease of addiction and alcoholism. And again, that comes from a broken spirit. So it doesn't make it bad. It's just is what it is. So how many, it's like we got boo-boos that we need to heal. It's about healing, not about like, oh, that makes us a sucker or like a baby or a pussy or whatever, right? No. And learning how to receive and take constructive criticism or rejection, right? A lot of time rejection is protection. And again, there's many lessons we need to learn, right? In the light, in the dark, right? Letting go of the control and the power we think we have, right? Or we think we know. This is the time when we, right, learn to let go. And I said on the other video, a very big thing I want to address is our children and all else that this is affecting, the anxiety that this is bringing on others, the pushing, right? That's molestation and rape. You're trying to force, right? People trying to force others to like, this is all very old biblical code. This is all same stories, round and round, right? So to introduce myself a little bit, I work with metaphysics, with his energy, which is energy, a little bit of everything, and a lot of bit of nothing. So we get into whatever we get into in the now moment, because the time is always now, and time is fluid, and time is energy. That's why people get paid money for it, or have for such a long time. As we come out of the slave hive mind, we're going to start to recognize our worth, and we're going to want to do better and feel better, right? So there's a term we use a lot of the time when we get sick and tired of being sick and tired is when we start to make a move and make change. But our human, right, conspiracy, our human concept is that we become afraid, right, when we don't know. So that's normal. It is a normal thing. It's a normal thing to feel. But we cannot keep continuing to be ignorant and pretending motherfucking shit ain't real and trying to pay for something else or another fantasy or somebody else wants to be a Stepford wife to be, it's like, yo. And that asteroid that just flew by us, right? Nereus, that's Old Man of the Sea. And the mariners use the stars as a map, right? To see. Above, as above, so below. If you're in above the waters, you're looking up at the stars, right? If you're walking upon land, maybe using a four-corner flat earth map. If you're underground, what if you're in a plane? What do you rely on then? If you're out fishing, down under, you got a line in with a hook attached to it. And either something glittery or a piece of meat, right? Pulling something up out of the water. And then, oh, and I was going to say, yeah. So in a boat, we would have, right, depth finders, right? Machines that are able to scan the bottom of the ocean to see where land is ahead of us or any kind of, right, something sticking up out of, looks for fish. And let me tell you something. Before you go take a walk in my world, you better take a look at the real world, because this ain't no Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Can you say feel like shit? Yeah, maybe sometimes I do feel like shit. I ain't happy about it, but I'd rather feel like shit than be full of shit. And if I offended you, oh, I'm sorry, but maybe you needed to be offended. Well, here's my apology and one more thing. Fuck you. You can't bring me down. You Can't Bring Me Down is a song I'm listening to in the background. The name of the band is Suicidal Tendencies. Don't be judging the name. The band is actually pretty fucking positive and badass. I've loved them. Me loved them long time. Speaking of my mother, I used to make my mother listen to that when I was like 12 years old. I'd be like, listen to Suicidal with me. We'd be like driving to Vermont. My poor mother would have to listen to Suicidal Tendencies and Metallica and the Doors. She liked the Doors. We'd have to switch it up and go to classic rock, but I definitely got a kick out of I think she secretly liked it. So if you don't know who they are, I strongly, strongly recommend checking them out. Help get a little aggression out. You know, best way we tune in sometimes is to tune out, but we tune into our own frequencies, right? I had somebody say to me a long time ago, you're never going to listen, or you can never be controlled. And I kind of giggled. I did giggle. I laughed. It's like, why would you want to control me? That is scary that even came out of your mouth. But anyhow, you know, and what else did he say? You just march to the beat of your own drum. Well, duh. And I remember thinking too, like, well, was I supposed to march to the beat of your drum? Like, hold on. Like, when you bang the drum, I'm supposed to like dance to your beat. Hold on a minute. Like, whoa, I'm your dancing monkey. What the fuck is that shit? So, you know, sometimes people have these expectations, right? These male atoms that are expecting, right? Like when you're pregnant with a baby, we're expecting. And I'm just teasing males because you know I love you. You're my babies. We're males too. Again, a man just means a thought, right? A masculine, positive and negative is when we're in thinking. These are terms of usage that we all experience and go through and are part of, and it's just right part of what we do. Metaphysics is slowing it down as at the same time speeding it up. This is why it's fucked up, right? Quantum, right? Quantum buttercups. Quintessential string theory, zap zap. It's a little everything and nothing at that. Oh Lord. So yeah, giving up control is something I have to do all the time, often. And anytime I think I know anything or think I got it is usually when I get like, you know, knocked off my horse. So I learned that too a long time ago, right? Just to be more open-minded and willing to be able to see more perceptions of other things. You know, one of my favorite cars is a Chevy Nova. And I also have a thing for, right, supernovas. The star beings that we are. But do you know in the auto industry back in the day, there was a problem with, right, the Latinos and the Spanish buying Novas. This makes me laugh so hard. And I just heard this morning. I didn't even think of that before, but I'm like 1414 and it's 1241. Freaking Nova means no go, right? No go. You want to buy a car that no go, that doesn't go? It's like, no, yeah, right? No go. Or also like, right, real slow. Because think of how a baby develops, right? In Astatius, in the womb. Genesis, genes of Isis. and all the others that come through. Changing, right? That's a big key word. Words are frequency keys. Changing the words to the thoughts that we think and being more playful with them. That's right. Wink, wink, where we gotta be, right? In the pink. Literally, because we're like, look at all the children again, like, look at all these mental problems, look at all these sexual problems and addictions everybody has, and everybody thinks this is normal. Or to just keep gambling on what is not really there. How do you put interest or add value to something that someone else gave you and then not even come back in the time that you said you'd be back to, right? Bring back the first thing that you said that you were going to exchange for the thing that you took, but then you took it and then and on top of it, you took it and then charged more, way more than we charged you for. And then you don't even, right? Like, whoa, like the whole world's been operating on that for a very long time. And then it's like, oh, I still don't have it. Like, can I come back, right? Central banking system. No. You're spiritually broke. You're emotionally broke. You're alcoholic addicts, right? This is the whole world, right? What is the world? Different than the earth, different than in each individual person, right? Each individual star, each individual sun, right? That had, right, pushed to be born, right? With their own self-will and their own survival instinct. That's why we're here still, right? So now it's to learn to let go, the language of letting go. So let's read surrender before I keep babbling on. So, and yeah, let me know what you think about the rainbow or if anything came up with you. And I also pulled another card that has to do with the rainbow too, but we'll get to that in a sec. So I can release my need to control. You need to understand the distinction between power and control. You have the power of internal control, but very little external control over people or situations. Right? We can only control how we respond or react or don't. What we do with our thoughts and our feelings, because those are things. That's like black magic. If we're just winging them around or letting them leak and get blown all over the place, and right, gossiping and naysaying, right, speaking on others, over the waters, over and under, every which way, trying to switch things around. Okay. Anyway. So I channel a lot of information. If I haven't introduced myself as far as that goes yet, I channel information. Information is energy. It's traveling in many different frequencies and currents throughout space and time. And learning what those words mean metaphysically is super important and fun. And please look them up. Look up the metaphysical terms for them. Money, time, space, 1818. We're going to play more, and we're going to have a lot more in store, because that's what we're here for, to swim and play and be together and go through this shit and clear it up and out. A-okay. A-O-away. All right. The majority of your external control is through the power of influence. Now, also big important word that might, you might want to look up to the etymology of the word influence. Intercourse. All right. Intercourse means talk. Firstly, it means other things as well, right? But we just always skip to the down under, right? Which we're gonna get into too. The Omicron and the Delta, and then I got big channeling yesterday regarding Polynesia and Melanesia and Micronesia and Australia and New Zealand right there to the right. Hawaii at the top of it is like a pyramid. Polynesia. It's at the equator, the northern Pacific, the southern Pacific. It's at the tropic of Capricorn. Underneath that, to the bottom right of the pyramid that the map makes, it look like Easter Island and oh, what was the other one? Something Island. Topeka? No, you know, ding, I can't remember the name, but I'll look because I took a picture and I still got it pulled up. So, very important. And Atlantis keeps coming up, and the dolphins. And I think that was in the other video. I got cut off in part one. So you might want to check that out. It says rainbow too, somewhere over under the rainbow. Probably not put up yet though, because I did it through YouTube. So I knew it wasn't gonna. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I said it before I came on. I knew it. I knew it. Just like it says on the money. I knew it. Ugh, drinking dandelion tea. It's so good. Roasted dandelion tea. Yum, yum. Okay, so you can, okay, wait. The majority of our external control is through the power of influence, right? The media, what's being said. What kind of feelings does that bring to you? Right? Would they be there if you didn't know those things? If you're hearing a different side of the story, are you allowing other sides of the story in? If you're here, you definitely are. And thank you so much for hanging out. And yo, let me just give you mad kudos and love and super, super vibrations. You know, that should just move without me touching that as we're talking. It's so funny. Wobble, wobble. Truly, because it takes a lot of strength, and it's like I know I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely, I feel it, right? Like a vacuum bag that had a hole in it, blowing dust out of it, and just like, and as much as I do to stay clear, but it's like we're processing a lot of negative energy here where I am, and we all are. We all are. You know, I mean, if I haven't looked up the ley lines exactly of the pinpoint of where I am, but I'm aware, you know, without doing so. And I've known, you know, I mean, I've been here, right, holding space in the spot that I'm in for, you know, over 4 years now. So that says something, you know. So it's definitely exhausting, and it's not like but no, it's a real thing, and it's very, very tiring, right? Whether twin flame chosen one, you're a grid, you know, worker, a light worker, a dark, you know, a shadow. We work on shadow workers. That if you're here, we work on our shadows here big time. I don't sugarcoat here. It's like I love, and like everything is about a balance, but I don't sugarcoat and pretend. And I'm not gonna say or do say something that ain't like, it's like it just comes out how it comes out. So it's not gonna be politically correct. If it's a trigger inside within you, something I say, or right, something you think I do, or whatever that may be, yeah, take a look at that within and ask for clarity. You know, because a lot of us are here to trigger certain things within, because most people have wanted to avoid and take a shot or a pill and just keep going, right? Let me turn my cheek, bite it, and look the other way, and just keep going, running around the sun, pretending that everything's a-okay. We're not talking about the story that's been put out now, the repeat narrative. This has been going on a long time, the entitlement ring. You know, or the manipulation of taking, trading, and skimming and skipping and etc. things, right? Omitting, right? It's like shaving pieces off the gold bars and the coin, right? The microchips, the little chips, little shavings. Take a little off of the weight. We don't count in pieces here, we count in weight. It's a scale, right? The scales of justice. So when they're out of balance, they are. It's not, oh, well, blah, blah. And there's not like, there's not pretend like, oh, you can, right, put a piece of rock salt in place of a piece of rose quartz. No, they're both beautiful, but they're different properties, and it's not the same thing. So, okay, that's it. So that stuff like that, right? Okay, so You can lead by example. Every soul has its own unique path, and it is not your job to dictate it, right? Find your center. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul, too, has a path, and you possess the power to control it. But you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another. That's so important right now. I just would like freedom and like of myself. I'm quite sick of feeling like everyone wants to like be like my whole life. I felt like sorry, get personal, and I just this is because spirits like guiding me. It's like because I don't have anything to hide here. This is about sharing our shit, and I'm not looking for attention for it. It's like yo, it is what the fuck it is. So I'm sharing it because it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I love you and I want you to get through it too. And know that you're not alone and that you can get through, right? Like the title of it, right? Over, under, and somehow we get through, right? And going through. um, but yeah, I mean, it's a shitty feeling. So, and at the same time, I very much have stood up for myself and made boundaries and said to people and gone through. So it's like, but there's a lot of the disrespect and they just don't care. They don't want to hear it. But I can also say I was a drunk at one point. So when we're feeling so shitty about ourselves and we know we're stuck somewhere, but we can't get out of it. And we know it's like we want to stop whatever once you start to get to that point when you want to stop, it's like, or you just feel bad because you're not who you used to be. And so you start to go through this spiritual brokenness and you start to hide from the people, right, that you love. And you start to, other people know that you were, right, say drinking, and you're like, no. And so, no matter what, it's the same old Joe, right? Because any alcoholic or addict ends up in the same boat for the most part. The patterns, the things, they all become the same. And we all think we're so slick until we enter a room and where, right, a horse with no name. That's just AA, anonymous. A. And then we start to recognize and realize that we weren't so alone. And we also ain't so smart, right? So we start to surrender and give that power up. And the first step is to admit we're powerless and that there is a power greater than ourselves. And that's not real hard to do. Many things are more powerful than me. I ain't shit alone, right? So it's very, very, very easy for me to remember that, stay that, and always know that. Never would I ever take credit or feel like I'm doing anything or that I got through anything by myself without another seen and unseen, many different, many multiple, right, things to carry me along my whole, right, life experience. How grateful am I for fucking all of it? Fucking all of it. The shit, the good, the bad, the ugly. And there's so much I don't know anything about still yet. There's a lot I know I feel inside that don't feel real fucking good. I'll tell you that much. Spirit, you say, I wish a bitch would. Oh, cotton mush. All right, let's see. Every soul has its own unique path. It's not your job to dictate it. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul, too, has a path, and you possess the power to control it. But you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another. Remember that this is a process, and from time to time, your ego will rise up and demand that things be the way they should be. Envision a hot air balloon being loaded up with all of the things you think you need to control. Oh, this is going to be really good. Are you ready, guys? And let them ride away in the balloon. You'll be surprised to find that when you release the energy of control and accept the energy of surrender, doors will open that you never expected, because you have now given the universe space in which to materialize what it is needed for your highest soul's growth. Whoop, whoop. Did not feel good. It wasn't even like pop the balloon. It just said, no, you just let it go, let it float away. And usually I think of them floating up, but that one floated forward for me. It was like up and like it got taken forward. Like, interesting. I don't know what you saw in your mind's eye when you did that, if you did with me. But, you know, how many times can you do that? Anytime you feel overwhelmed. Anytime you feel like, I don't know what to do, I have to do everything. And you start getting in that place all tangled up in time and space and feeling aggravated, right? Like there's no way out. All tense, right? In the form of dis-ease, right? That's why we have to breathe. Have no doubt. Take that big balloon, breathe. Anything that doesn't need to be in you, let it go. Get it, put it in that balloon, let it go up, and let it flow, right? That's a good one. Release the pressure. So, I have pulled another card before, but which is really beautiful. This is at the bottom of the deck. Eggshell, medicine of the rainbow jaguar. Yellow hummingbird. Oh, got my gosh. And a hummingbird right on the top of the deck here too, which is interesting. I showed that in the other reading, but I show it to you too, in case you didn't see hummingbird 4-4. Might want to look up hummingbird spirit, or that might just mean something to you on its own, or look up the hummingbird, right? What do hummingbirds do? They fly in all directions. Just like time, fluid, can go any direction, not just forward and back. Time is not linear, right? Who told you that? Time only linear if he outside the womb and he got a fishing pole and he casting out a line, right? The fisherman. Fishing for who? All right. Hope you caught on to that one. So the other one that we pulled earlier was this one, Kaitiaki, guardian of Papatuanuku. Papatuanuku. If I'm saying that right. Papatuanuku. Aren't they beautiful? I love these cards. This is from the Earth Warriors Oracle. So I'm going to share I shared those, but I'm going to actually, here, let me turn you facing me so you can see I'm shuffling if you like. Hi. Let's see if this works. I'll get one of my hairs in there. And this book I have opened here is The Language of Letting Go. One of the best books ever. I strongly, highly recommend and suggest. It's like for anybody, anywhere in time and space. It's a great one to have, right? You can open it anytime and just see what you need to see. It's a quick little paragraph or two, sometimes a page. Generally not, though. Pretty short. Who knows best? So anyhow, let's open this. I mean, for the collective. Earth warriors, spiritual warriors, 144s, twin flames, mamas and papas and babies and star seeds and whatever, all of us that we all are, right? Give us what we need, please, what we need to see. That's really how I operate. I don't really manipulate or ask too much from spirit or universe. Like, I don't treat it like a genie bottle or like a, which I also have a hard time in life making things like, asking for. And right, I'm thinking that we deserve certain things materially because we're so spiritual. It is very hard. It's not ego. It's just, there's a guilt that comes with it, or like, right. So but learning how to rid ourselves of that, because we're high empaths, high yokas, so, and it's also being a magnet that everything is attracted to, right? It's not like, oh, we're so like pretty and awesome and like everything, it's just everybody like wants us. No, it's like motherfucking magnets. So it's like everything, whatever is attracted to what, not knowing and what doesn't, right? So it's not always, not, that's not always a good thing. It's like having starts like that. No. It has nothing to do with what looking. Right? Then that goes into envy and jealousy, which are also feelings that people really need to take looks at. And we all feel them, myself included. Right? It's like, where's the love? I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation, right? Yin yang, and there's more than just two sides, this and that, up, down, left, right. Again, hummingbird. Which way can you go? Time, any which way. So we got the clan of the wolf heart, which is fucking awesome today. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Ooh, werewolves in London. That's fucking badass. Yeah, that means much to me. I don't know if that means anything to any of you, but that means a lot to me. Maybe you have a wolf tattoo. I don't know. I'll say I do. That was my pop's name. Wolf. So go figure. Really cool card to pull. Oh no. Trigger. Let's see what we got. I'm so excited to read this now. And it's number 14, like Osiris. All right. Yo, Divine Masculine's getting a spiritual tune-up. Like remember when oh gosh, in like Wizard of Oz, and they all go to see the wizard, and they all get dressed up, and the lion gets his hair all curled and red bows and and right, what's the dual opposite? If something has so much courage, it's also going to have so much fear on the other hand, in some levels, right? Don't you feel that way? I can be so brave in certain ways, and in other ways I'm like like Kermit the Frog, or like more like Bleecker from like freaking out in the lab. Ah. Us mamas do that sometimes, though. That's why I gotta just, right. That's why do we have to do things sometimes behind mommy's backs, or right? I mean, any mom or dad, right? It's like there's certain things, right? It's like So are we completely devilish bad? No, there's different levels of things that, right, like and that goes with thinking again, Mother, Father, God. But Mother, Father, God, no. That's why, right? They've always been part of the show, right? Humans need to stop thinking that they know, right? We have to, it's like, because we don't know shit. We just have to keep playing. And that's how we, right? That's how we do it. Like, go figure, right? The fig tree, figure one, figure two, a picture for you and me. Oh, and look at, I didn't even notice there's a tiny little rainbow there. Huh. Super cool. Oh, please stop bouncing around, phony phone. Sorry, I'm doing this on my phone. I have to keep it plugged in because it just sucks the juice right out of it, as you know, right? But it's for nothing, yeah. I do apologize about the bouncing around. I know that's so fucking annoying. I really apologize. Man, like they just like to make me look even more crazy on here because they think it's hysterical. Trust me, Spirit gets a big kick out of making us look like jackasses. You know Pinocchio, right? Oh yeah, early recent mother father God, right? Mother father. They're like, yeah, we see you running around in the garden, like with our right, with the underwear on, with the clothes. What we see you, right? Adam, Eve, we see your. They see us. They said they see. Over, under, in between. No, yeah, ain't nowhere to hide, nowhere to run to, baby. And we're all part of it. And we're even fucked up shit. 4014. We just haven't come, we are still awakening to it all, right? And we never stop awakening. It's part of the game, right? So that's how we start to remember, right? A horse with no name. I just want to show you, sneak him in. Look at underneath that beautiful hummingbird again. That's so great. These cards are so beautiful. Sweet paradox of empowering grace. Ah, so good. All right, so let's read. Yo, Clan of the Wolf Heart. Awoo! And we're about to have a full moon in Gemini. When is that? This week? Someday. Someday this week. Venus and Pluto are aligned right now. Like, that's like great. Being truthful about what's real love and like fantasy and lust and desire. There's a big difference between the two, right? So, ain't is just right coming to, you know, don't most people truly want love? And that doesn't mean like, oh, you're supposed to get me in. Not the thought, like, again, Santa Claus or what is God or heaven or, again, Santa Claus and what, right? 4144, Jesus. What's the picture in the mind? Hell, the devil. What picture comes into the mind's eye? The first thing we think is negative. That's Cain. We want to allow that to come back in with our breath. Breathe it in. You don't get to, right? You don't let that one run around and kill everything. That's right, like letting out a nasty seed. The seeds of Set then get born, right? The beget. And then that's Noah in the boat. Sneak into Semyaza, the wolf with a coat or no coat, or whichever way he choose, because he really an octopus. All right, incubi and succubi. Both male. All right, the incubus is succubus. Already 3 of they didn't like me sharing all that just now. But listen, it is what it is. And so it's important to write. And then it's like, and have no doubt, and then breathe it out. Because it's also many other things too. It's not just that. It's not, it's like 110. Right? It's many fucking things. So, but in order to process things, metaphysics means bringing the linear, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, right? The logic and the intellect into creative aspect and giving it back to the divine, right? Letting go, releasing control, and open up our hearts in time. It's not like, do it now. It's like, it's a very delicate process, remembering how to mend our broken hearts and to be vulnerable, especially when, like I said, like, you know, there's a lot of like stuff going on right now that's pretty much unexplainable in linear form, but it also isn't. 4404. You know, witchcraft and whatever has been around for a long time, and it's just using words, right? We spell them, right? Yours, not mine. 111. Right? Oh, balancing our scales. Right? Are you familiar with the scales? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And there's a song that go with it. Right? That's called the scales. That rebalances our chakras within. I didn't do it very well right now, but that's another thing we can do another time, meditation. But if you sing that up and down and sing that song, you'll see where you're a little stuck too. Or if you don't feel well in a certain way, right? The first one, do. Where do you feel that? Right? Do, dear. Do. Do you feel it in your feet? Can you feel it in your heels and your roots? Can you picture in your mind yourself kind of like a tree grounding to the earth? The ocean waves are behind you, see? Like, right, Eve, the emotions we keep at our side. That's something we have control over when we breathe through and we don't run and hide, right? We don't allow that first negative thought, Cain, to take over, take control of what's outside, right? The influence, the flu, right? Christmas time, Santa, are he hanging out? He likes to go up and down the chimney. You know, he knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Have you been good? That's the same as Saturn. Big Daddy Saturn. Also Father Time. So many different names. Right, again. Yours, not mine. How many things we name? Well, so we just let it float through the water and the waves, right? Airborne influences. But we're born in water first, right? Why'd they do baptism rituals for so long? They still do. Why'd they burn witches? Why did they? And who's the witches? Which witch is which? Lots of men running around in dresses, I'll tell you that shit. Again, incubus and succubus, both are male. Difference between woman, girl, female, male. Androgynous. It's like, right, my daughter said it, it's like we really are all they, right? It's masculine and feminine energies, positive and negative. We're all many things. Look at again the picture there, right? Like look at all that, we're so many blends, like the way, like in and out of so many things in every moment, right? So let's get into this. This is gonna be long, it always is. Let's see. Maybe I should, all right. Let's see. Clan of the Wolf Heart. We are the ones we've been waiting for. You belong to the clan of the Wolf Heart. This is a soul tribe with boundaries beyond bloodlines and geography. All fucking right. It is based on soul connection to love's wisdom and higher truths of great spirit. The clan is united through wolf medicine and the heart. These are the qualities of the divine feminine that unify, allowing for a palpable experience of oneness that brings power to our collective wisdom and purpose. So good. Reach out for help from others. We're just talking about that, right? Because that could be the hardest thing to do, ask for help. Definitely hard for me because I bounce all over and get very philosophical on everything. I almost need an interpreter sometimes. I do. That's why, thank goodness for Mercury. They can be messy and manipulative, but they can also be the greatest communicator, right? So balancing that out, balancing out our mercurial energy when we get lit up inside is real important, because otherwise we turn into Jekyll and motherfucking Hyde. All right. While you honor and respect your individuality and your own unique life journey, balance social time with taking care of your own individual needs, including the time needed for a time out in solitude to hear your inner truths and renew yourself, including the need for time out in solitude to hear your inner truths and renew yourself. And earlier I pulled the healing card and inner participation and inner voices in the Zen deck. Anger can be a sign from the soul, a sacred gift that asks you to deal with a situation, to bring about something different and more empowering. Don't ignore the feelings you're feeling when you're feeling something. We're getting angry and people are like, what are you getting mad about? Like making it feel like we're crazy. It's like, wait, no. We don't want to overreact, but don't deny what you're feeling either. We've been ignoring our feelings for way too long. It's important to go through these things, even though they don't feel good. Breathe through them. You're not alone. Okay. Use your anger as a sacred gift with compassion and clear purpose. Fight wholeheartedly when you need to safeguard what truly matters. Be open to greater guiding wisdom so that you know when to be merciful and when to cut something off completely. Believe in the power of your inner voice and do not silence yourself. Spiritual guidance, but sometimes the loudest sound is silence, right? Through the wolf heart, we are soul kin. Whilst our external identities may shift and change with circumstance, our soul tribe is fixed in the heart of the wolf way. It is the backbone of the emerging New World culture. Awoo! This began as alternative culture, but it is now growing stronger in numbers, becoming more pervasive in consciousness, in influence, in power. It is rising up as the saving grace, guiding the human race into new order. And that is what wolves do. It's 119, not 11 backwards, 11, 11, 11. You know, look into wolf spirit and what the wolves do in nature and in an environment. And right, they're there to protect. Others that, right, there's a, look into, right, look into that. That's it, right? It is rising up because of our personalities are strong, because our personalities are strong and we are not afraid to voice our individual truths. We may get our buttons pushed by each other at times. Absolutely. However, when we remember that we are on the same team, fighting for the same greater purpose, we can forgive and encourage each other not to take it too personally, and continue to effectively harness the power of what we can accomplish together, right? Because we all have individual parts, but we can all feel some type of way sometimes. And then it's like, all right, remember, too, all the people that we feel hurt by, we have soul contracts with. So they may be dressed up like a wolf, but we're supposed to be learning how to be strong. And who else do we have do that but the souls that we trust? So sometimes we just forget who's dressed up like who, or we just are so mad because we don't want to look at our big boo-boo, right? Okay. However, when we remember that we are on the same page fighting for the same greater purpose, we can forgive, right, and accomplish together. Wolf medicine bestows the qualities of endurance, inner wisdom, and community. Wolves mate for life, and the wolf clan has an organized social structure that includes a balance between group endeavor and individualism. Absolutely. The social order of the wolves provides support, loyalty, and thriving. And yet, wolves are free-spirited animals. Wolf wisdom teaches us how to balance solitude and socialization. It teaches that both are needed for the well-being of ourselves and our clan. Wolf wisdom teaches us to share ourselves without losing ourselves, right? So it's not mean when we say no or we don't want to be, right? We kind of want to be left alone. We got too much energy going on or stuff going on in our mind and our, right? Our emotional body. Spirit's telling it, right? Da, 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 we're feeling like some kind of way. Wolf energy, it's important to go in, be alone, go into isolation and solitude and clear that shit out. So we're not running around like that negative wolf, right? Respecting one another in that manner when we say we need some time alone is very important, and that's always okay. Most don't respect that because they want our energy, right? It's like, well, how come you don't want to be with me? We can all feel that way. But we wonder why everybody's been sick for so long, right? Part of it is not allowing, right? Being a codependent nation, not allowing these things. Doesn't mean we don't love one another. We absolutely do. We love each other so much, we don't want to be cranky around you. It's like, give us time. We just need some time to go through our shit, right? Don't you? Hey, right? Time and space for processing. Don't ask 20,000 questions after. Well, what is it? What do you want? What do you have to go through? If I, right? Obviously, I need time and space to do that. Talk to you later, right? It's like, so we don't always have to answer and make an appointment, right? Or stick to something we said just because we made a decision and agreed to something. That doesn't mean that you have to. That's not. That's devil shit. Devil means contract, trying to get you to agree and then keep you stuck to it. Otherwise, yeah, we don't work that way. No. The time is always now. And if it's like, right, it's then the great. And sometimes we may agree to something and then something else comes up and it's like, right, and it's not going to work out. Things are going to, right? Learning how to deal with disappointments is really important, right? To deal with the emotions that come along with it and the negative thoughts and feelings that may intertwine and, right, produce corruptness, right? A mercurial state of mind. All right, so let's see. Wolves mate for life, and the wolf clan has an organized social structure that includes a balance between group endeavor and individualism. The social order of the wolves provides support, loyalty, and thriving, and yet wolves are free-spirited animals. I already read all this. Wolf's wisdom teaches us to share ourselves without losing ourselves. The howl of the wolf is primal and powerful. It is used to locate clan members or to define the boundaries of their territory to wolves from outside of the pack. The howling is medicine for standing your ground and defending that which is rightfully within your guardianship. And that was the other card we pulled before, was that guardian card. Kayatianuku. If this strikes a note within you now, be aware that using your voice and your energy to set boundaries and claim your space is important. So do that now. Ow! The territory is not physical. That is the way of the ego. The territory is spiritual. Claiming it means reclaiming and sustaining the right state of mind and the expanded consciousness of open-heartedness to the divine that allows you to determine the quality, consciousness, and stability of that space for all beings that seek refuge within it. Wolf medicine is the awakening of the pathfinder, the way shower, the teacher, Wolf can learn new ways and teach them to others. Part of your sole purpose is to guide and inspire others through what you learn to master in your own life, right? How better do we learn? By sharing our experiences, right? Our pains, our strengths, our struggles with one another. And then leaving it at that. Being compassionate and healing to one another because we have felt that way too. So we bring healing to love with it, to that, and leave it. And we keep continuing to do what we do. Not, oh, then I'm going to take it and hold it against you. That's a fucking bunch of bullshit. And it's childish, immature, irrational, codependent, alcoholic, addict behavior that's got to go. Again, knowing when to cut shit and say it's so, right? Wolf can always learn new ways and teach them to others. Part of your sole purpose is to guide and inspire others through what you learn to master in your own life. We are the people who can do what's needed. We can fight the status quo, ravage the human mind away from inadequate responsiveness, right? Either being numb to shit or completely overreactive about, like, right, not getting there, not getting our way. Oh, wanting more and more and wanting it now, every night and day. All right. All right, we can fight the status quo, ravage the human mind away from inadequate responsiveness, and elicit soul passion and on the ground action to take us from merely salvaging what we can into alchemical eco salvation and the birthing of a new world order. Let us recognize ourselves as the empowered ones. The divine has blessed the tribe of the wolf heart with intelligence, individuality, social, and community values, commitment, and ability to outwit enemies, protect and defend what matters, and adapt to change successfully. May we realize our abilities, tap into the resources we have, and use them fruitfully, right? Knowledge is power. How are we using that knowledge? What are we doing with that energy? Where are we putting it? Right? Energy goes where thought goes. Energy flows where thought goes. Think about that. Think of a word that you think, and then think of like a river running to that word in your mind and all the energy that goes to it, right? And that's a magnet. So, and like attracts like, it's a cloud, right? So now anything, it's a storage cloud. Anything that was sent out now connected to that cloud, like attracts like, right? Think about that thought now. Hmm? Thoughts are things. So are emotional rings. Hmm? All right. Point 0.5 and point 0.5. And we got a copper penny. All right. May we have joyful courage and confidence in who we are and what we are here to do. All right. Healing process. It says, say aloud. My spirit claims divine territory upon the earth. I trust in the supernatural ability of my soul to determine, shift, and enforce the spiritual territory under my rightful guardianship as a way shower and pathfinder. I accept all divine blessing to fulfill the sole purpose of the wolf way, providing protection and sanctuary for those beings within my care. I give to and receive from my soul tribe with a willing heart, empowered in the wolf way. And look, WW is like Wonder Woman, wolf way, upside down, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, right? Eminem. May we be blessed and guided by the Great Spirit to fulfill our destinies and inspire each other as the ways of darkness are overcome by the ways of light. Meaning we're shining light on anything that's trying to be hidden in the dark or in any cracks between space and time, trying to fuck with timelines, as above, so below, so within, so without, all spaces in between time and space, no doubt, right? 104.4. Shout it out. Ow! All right. Close your eyes and relax. Visualize, feel, or pretend that you can feel your heart from the inside. A beautiful open space. Within that heart is a gleaming wild wolf. Feel its heightened senses. Notice the color of its fur, its eyes, and the power and vitality that radiates from this spiritual guide. Does it have a message for you? You may see, sense, or feel other wolves in your heart or around you. Allow the wolf in the center of your heart to be empowered, safe, and supported, right? Nurtured. Even if there are challengers, feel the strength and divinity of that central inner wolf as it is connected to a sustaining and unyielding divine power of truth, peace, and wisdom. Be with this for as long as feels right for you. You have finished your healing process for this specific lesson. And it's 1:33 and an hour and 6 minutes in. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I hope you enjoyed that, Wolf Clan. That was absolutely super special to me. Rainbows and wolves and surrender, Dorothy. So yeah, I think for now that's about it. Yeah, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell and all that fun shit. And I very much appreciate you. And yeah, just keep swimming, just keep climbing, just keep digging, right? This is like the excavation of our own heart, digging out what's long been lost, right? We can do it. I have faith, and you got grace. And if you have faith too, that's all we need. The grace in both of us will pull us right through. So I bid you adieu. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know what to do. Soul Trap. I love you. Be well.